Hey, what's up guys and welcome back to Anime King 3. And I'm back with what if Naruto was trapped in Purgatory for 3 years? Part 2 guys. Remember to get this one to 100 likes as usual. Share this to all of your friends on your social media platform. And also guys, don't forget to go ahead and check out the other channels if you're new. Anime King, Anime King 2, Anime Symbol, Anime Prince. And also if you have an idea and you want me to jot it down for future use, simply go ahead and comment on all of the latest posts and I'll jot them down for future use guys. And don't forget to turn on the bell notification to see when I post, because I do post a hell of a lot. So without further ado or wasting any more time, let us begin this now guys. So the last part we left off, it was 3.5 years since Naruto's disappearance. Tsunade Senju sat in the office. Every once in a while he came to her mind as she was depressed, she was sad. The boy that brought her back, the boy that reinstilled hope inside of her. She wasn't the only one that was going through it though. Sakura feeling hopeless that everything was wrong, because the only added thing to this was Sasuke was the one that killed Naruto, and the very notion of that was frightening, the very notion of that was scary. Team 7 would never be what it once was. Hinata had changed for the better or for the worse, depending on how you see it. To her father it was for the better, to others that know her it was for the worse. She became cold, she became ruthless, because if the world could take someone like Naruto, then none of this really and truly matters now, does it? She said it herself. As for Sasuke, he was having nightmares still. He remembered very clearly. When him and Naruto clashed, it was Sasuke cursed mark. Orochimaru had dabbled into things that he shouldn't dabble into. And the energy mixed with the nine-tailed chakra had opened some kind of rift and pulled Naruto inside. Sasuke did not return to tell a single soul, he simply headed off. However, after 3.5 years, Naruto was back. Back confused and strangely off-putting. His hair long, his beard expanding, he was different. 3 shadowy figures also escaped from the veil that break into this world. That was a confusing part. After which, Naruto was walking. Seeing a girl in danger, he slaughtered her perpetrators. She told him there was others as he went there. Maybe out of his own lust for battle, or he did for her. He was very different now. When Jiraiya learned that the person that saved her was Naruto Uzumaki, he searched the entire place until he finally located Naruto, but at the same time, Sasuke killed Orochimaru and left. After which though, a strange black shadowy figure flew into Orochimaru, reviving him as he proceeded to kill Kabuto as another revived Kabuto. The third final member then arrived, revealing that it was Madara. They were of course not Madara, Orochimaru, and Kabuto. They were the things that escaped from the Purgatory with Naruto, but they could take the form of people and control them. As they try to use them to gather information, they share information with one another. They seem to have it out for Naruto as they truly desire to hunt Naruto down and rip him apart. Something big happened in Purgatory. Jiraiya finally found Naruto and brought him back. The news shocked everyone that heard it, as they were desperate to see him, desperate to know everything that has taken place, desperate to know where he was. Jiraiya helped Naruto with his grooming, his hair. He helped cut Naruto's hair for him. Jiraiya also saw the strange weapon as well, and the mark that was on Naruto's shoulder. As the time went by, we get to see Naruto interacting with the others. He almost removed Sakura's head as she rushed towards him, memories flashing through his mind. As we get to see a part of Purgatory as Naruto was drinking the blood of an animal and reveling in the destruction. Inoichi, Tsunade, and Jiraiya were all there. As they spoke, they were able to understand that Naruto did not desire to return because to them it was just 3 years, but to him it was a very long time. And he told them that he wasn't the only one that returned, and if something was not done, they will all die. So yeah guys, basically as we left off, you guys can switch across to the play check for yourselves to see me in this new episode. The air in the room was suffocating. Naruto sat across from Tsunade, Jiraiya, Inoichi. As the envoys returned back to their position, his expression was blank, as they could see the mark still there on his shoulder pulsating slightly. Tsunade, all of them watching him very carefully. The whole event was something that they struggled to understand. Inoichi spoke up. Naruto, he said, when you say you were in Purgatory for hundreds of years, do you mean that literally? Naruto's eyes seemed to gaze off into the distance. Yes. The single word sent a chilling sensation through the room. How? How is that possible? It's only been 3.5 years. Time worked differently there, said Naruto as he looked towards Tsunade. I'm not sure the proper fluctuation, but time is different there. Even my body doesn't age as fast as it should. Well, there are different circumstances that slow my aging process. I've been there for a long time. A very long time, said Naruto. 3 years for you people. But to me, it was enough time for me to forget about this place. To forget about all of you. What do you mean, said Tsunade. I forgot the life I had here. It was only a fragment. I'm trying my best to piece it together. Naruto Uzumaki, I know my name. I know this is Konoha. I know you trained me, he said, looking towards Jiraiya. I know about Kakashi. But certain details, memories there, gone. When I look at you people, I feel nothing. It is only a blimp on what I've been through. So you forgot about us, Jiraiya said. I forgot everything about this place. My home, my so-called friends. Who I was. What I wanted. All of it in Purgatory did not matter. The only thing that mattered there was survival. The only thing that mattered was survival, he said, his tone changing. Flashback. Naruto was 13 years old when he first met them. He arrived in here and he's been in here for a few months now. What he knew about this place was it wasn't Konoha. What he knew about this place was everyone was trying to kill him. He saw shinobis in here. However, their eyes seemed so empty, so lost, so broken. They did not talk, they grumbled, they attacked. They were ruthless. Something was wrong though. He could barely draw his chakra. To summon a clone took so much out of him it was hard. So he had to run. Something was chasing him. Surviving for months here alone was, well, it almost killed him. However, he was determined to go back to see his friends, to save Sasuke. Yet, today was different. Something was coming after him. He usually slept in the trees, because the things down there move at night. Most of them, they shape like human, but they weren't human, judging by how the way they went about things. He thought it was the souls of the humans that were chasing him, but he was wrong. Something else was coming after him. Naruto moved as fast as he possibly could, even as his legs burned even as they screamed for him to stop. Something then burst through the trees ahead of him. It was able to pass him. Naruto skidded to a stop when he saw the creature for the first time. 12 foot tall. He looked up towards the abomination. Its body a grotesque twisted off, flesh and bone poking out in random spots. Its skin was grey and slick, glistening with some strange oily substance that dropped on the floor every time it moved. It had multiple limbs that jetted out of it at some strange unnatural angle that crawl and tear across the ground. Things like this could only be seen in nightmares. It released a tongue that was so sharp as it licked the air, as if it was tasting his sweat. Naruto did not move, he did not breathe for a long moment. He was so terrified. The creature looked at him, studying him, and it then spoke. Its voice sounded like it was overlapping thousands upon thousands upon thousands of voices. He was shocked that he could speak his language. Impossible. That is what it said. Naruto's blood felt like it was turning into ice. We heard whispers. We heard rumors, the creature continued. Talking about the anomaly. But this should not be possible. It leaned in closer. A human in Purgatory. Naruto tried to run as he turned the other way, but the arms, they shot out and gripped him. He struggled and screamed. You don't belong here, little one, the creature said. But you're here now. And that makes you interesting. It dragged Naruto into the dark. Naruto snapped back to reality. A snappy voice broke through his thoughts. What, he said. Turning towards her, his tone a bit rough. You zoned out. I was asking you a question. I want to know what you mean you gave up on returning. Even if you've forgotten us, why would you choose to stay in a place like that? I told you, I forgot my life here. And that became everything that I knew and everything that I needed to know. And it became normal in there. Everything became so normal, existing, fighting, killing. The sensation was pure, going off instincts, no laws, no rules. It was home, said Naruto. But it's not. You have to remember this is your home, she said to him. She tried to convince him, but Naruto seemed to be zoning out of her words. Inoichi continued though. You said earlier that you did not return alone. His fist clenched. Before I was brought back to this world, I was being hunted for my actions there. And I'm afraid that I wasn't the only one that escaped. My earlier episode had to do with them. I can feel them, said Naruto. I don't know where they are, but I can feel them. What exactly, said Jiraiya. I told you. The abominations. The soul eaters. Creatures born from the fragment of the hellish pit of this reality that we come to know. And some beyond as well. Things that your eyes can barely perceive and understand. The thing is, they're not supposed to exist in this reality. If they were, they would have chomped the food chain a long time ago. But when I break through, they followed me. How many, said Snaddy? 3. There was 3 of them that was coming after me. But these 3 are not normal. These 3 contain the oldest and some of the first generation that spawned. And they are the strongest. So, creatures that were born thousands of years ago, that rule in a hellish dimension, that devour souls of the wicked, is now here and they're hunting you. Yes, they want to kill me. for what I did to them back there. They're adapting. They're gonna find hosts. They need bodies to sustain them. And once they do, they will grow even stronger. How strong, Inoichi questioned. Naruto was quiet for a moment. If you believe in gods, they are the devil, he said. Meanwhile, far away from Konoha in a small village, Madara walked. Madara Uchiha, is black hair swinging as he gazed over the scenery, walking through a small country. Most people don't know Madara, but there were statues of him, and his features started to stand out, not to mention the ominous presence that he was giving off. They started to question some of the older generations. Wait, does he look like... No, that can't be. Madara Uchiha is dead. But the statues, he looked just like that. The people started to move around watching him. He could feel it. Fear, anxiety, desperation, he could almost taste it. The emotions of humans all around him, thick, intoxicating, like a sweet drink. He smiled beneath his mask. This world was delicious. And once he got rid of that boy, it will be theirs. Flashback. The abomination that was now pretending to be Madara Uchiha. He remembered when he first saw the boy in his true form as the leaders of the others. His true form was beyond monstrous, beyond inhuman. It was a very abomination to the eyes. The namesake that was given to them. His skin translucent. You can almost see the depths of power twisting inside of him. His torso was expanding and shrinking at the same time. There was no bones or flesh. It was a strange, twisted obsidian upon his arms. He looked more stable than the rest. Yet he looked the more dangerous because he was their leader. The one that had captured Naruto. It was the one that was now living in the body of Kabuto. Kabuto had dropped Naruto down to the ground. The 13-year-old human, trembling with fear. The tentacles of Madara had shot out, wrapping around the boy, pulling him closer. Naruto struggled, trying to break free, but he could not. The Madara abomination held him firmly. It leaned down and licked Naruto's face. The saliva burned as Naruto screamed. The soul is still bound to the body. The abomination Madara rumbled, his voice sounding like the depths of hell itself. It smiled. A smile that could swallow Naruto at least 10 times. Since the beginning. Since the start. It has been our job to punish the damned. To feed on their souls and send them into pure anguish. We've learned through your kind. A world beyond this. A world rich with life. World rich with vitality. And somehow, you were able to breach through with your soul intact. It reminded me of the presence we felt so long ago. While he did not enter, we felt him, sealing back the rift as he tried to explore. Naruto had no idea who they were talking about, but it was a sage of Six Path. The Sage of Six Path that had found the domain beyond theirs. The Sage of Six Path that had used the residue of the Tail Beast's power to shut the domain that he mistakenly tried to open fully. When he realized that there was things that was better left forbidden. Forbidden to everyone and forgotten as well. However, even back then, just a tiny bit had allowed darkness to creep into the mortal world. It coincided with Naruto being here now. It all seemed to play its part. The eyes of the abomination Madara gazed down on Naruto with a new interest. It seemed intrigued as it smiled. "Do not worry, child," it said. "You will not receive your debt from us. So you can relax, little one. You have nothing to fear. I will not devour you. You are far too valuable to me." It had big plans, very big plans. Back to the present time, a ball hit the foot of Madara as a young child ran up to him. When the child saw his face, he stepped back slightly as Madara kneeled and picked up the ball. A simple gesture as he handed the child the ball. The child scampered off. Madara watched him go. So fragile, so pure, so delicious, he said. As he watched the child run away. Soon enough, they will become their grand feast. Moments later, the Orochimaru abomination and Kabuto abomination arrive. "Survey complete," Orochimaru said. "The world is truly vast, complex, rich with potential. We've located several shinobi hideouts, remnants of the Sound Village, that serve us. They has resources, things we can use." "Good," said Madara. "Gather them. We need bodies, vessels." "And Naruto Uzumaki?" The Orochimaru thing questioned. "We wait. Let him settle. Let him believe that he's safe. Let him believe that he has a chance of defeating us. We will make sure that he watch his world fall just like the chaos he started in ours." As the three of them move, Zetsu, who was working with the organization the Akatsuki, arrived to this vicinity. A lot has been going on in the world. Zetsu wasn't exactly a human. He was special. He could sense things and locate things that others could not. So Zetsu arrived to the location to see Orochimaru first. He thought Sasuke killed him. "What are you?" Zetsu completely froze, his eyes widening. He couldn't understand. Madara Uchiha was standing there. However, Zetsu felt it. "And you are?" Madara said. Every instinct in Zetsu telling him to flee. And he tried. Yet Madara held his hand out. Strange tentacles erupted. They tear through the ground like the ground was made of paper. They melted around Zetsu like water and encapsulate him with speeds that Zetsu could barely understand. Zetsu struggled as Madara pulled him closely. The next moment, Zetsu saw the chest of Madara open. It opened large enough to swallow a tree. Zetsu screamed as he tried to split himself apart, but his body was captivated as he was swallowed into the abyss. The eyes of Madara glistened for a moment as he learned it all. Years upon years upon years of information. Kaguya, the infinite Tsukiyomi, the tail beasts, the history of this world. Delicious. His hand shot out as he implanted the knowledge in the others' minds, allowing them to see the world for what it truly is, and how they were going to take it. They smiled wickedly. Back in Konoha, Tsunade stepped outside. The others were there. "Sakura, he almost killed me. I was just trying to get close to him. But I know Naruto would never do something like that, so what happened to him? He didn't mean to, he's different, Sakura. He's changed. Just don't rush things. He needs time, Tsunade told her. What exactly happened to him? Sakura questioned. Over to the other side as the others stood, Hinata was standing there. Seeing him alive again stir up feelings that she's buried a long time ago, emotions that she's pushed away. However, the thought was clear in her mind. What happened to you, Naruto-kun, she thought. The door opened as Naruto stepped out. Sakura stood firm. Naruto, she said. I know you didn't mean to hurt me. You've changed, but you're still Naruto. I'm not. The words came out swiftly from him. What? I'm not the person you remember. That boy is gone. What is left is something else. Kiba stepped up. What the hell happened to you, Naruto? He said. Where were you? Yeah, Ino said. You just disappeared. We thought you were dead. What exactly happened back then? Shikamaru questioned. Their questions start to overlap as they all start to speak at once. Shut up! His voice came out rough. The hall immediately silent. You people. You're annoying. He turned and walked away, leaving them stunned. As they were left in the hallway, give him time, all of you, said Tsunade. He's been through hell, literally. He needs space. But Sakura opened her mouth. No buts. He needs time to recover, physically and mentally. So none of you are to pursue him, am I understood? She said to them all. They nodded. Sakura unconvinced, Hinata not moving slightly. When Inoichi stepped outside, he whispered to Tsunade, There's something he's not telling us. Something big. What do you mean? He holds back a lot on information that he believes we should not know. The way he talked about Purgatory. About what happened there is something big that he did. Something he's hiding from us. Well, let us hope that eventually he will tell us everything. Until then, though, we need to be prepared and ready. And we need to learn what exactly is going on. Over the next few days, rumors start to spread. Madara Uchiha walk amongst the living. The name sends shockwave across the nation. Every single valley, every single village. Every one of them felt fear. A man like that being brought back in this day and age was a cataclysmic event. Immediately, Tsunade's mind returned to what Naruto had said about the creatures taking host bodies. Their form would not be able to sustain them in this reality. Naruto was brought into the office. Jiraiya was still there. We heard rumors about Madara Uchiha. What about him? Said Naruto. He did not know who that was. He's one of them. Madara has been dead for a long time, and now we heard rumors that he's back. Madara of all people, Jiraiya said. This is bad. He was one of the only shinobis that were able to go toe-to-toe with the first Hokage. The man that was said to be the god of shinobis. Yeah, they're back. And they found suitable hosts. They want me, said Naruto. This world, they don't understand it yet, but they're learning. Fast. They're finding hosts to sustain them. And once they're properly integrated, they will make their move. It was terrifying. Extremely so. As the very notion of that scared the living daylight out of Tsunade and Jiraiya. The door opened as Sakura stepped in. She tried to act casual when she saw Naruto. However, Jiraiya had some more information. Sasuke Uchiha had killed Orochimaru. The lack of response to Sasuke's name, Sakura could not hold it in. Why are you looking at me? Said Naruto. You promised the day you left that you would help bring Sasuke back, so we could reform Team 7 to be a team again. Naruto looked at her for a long moment. Give up on your dreams and let them go. Sakura froze. They make no sense. If Sasuke Uchiha is a traitor, he should die. Better yet, one of us should kill him. Because he was a part of our team, said Naruto. So I'll do it. I'll kill him for his action. Naruto turned and left the office. The news had shocked every one of them. Sakura was about to go after him, but Jiraiya grabbed her hand. Don't worry, he's not going anywhere. How do you know? He's so different now. What if he's not going anywhere because he hasn't recovered? He still hasn't told us how he got here. He's still keeping information away from us, as we are trying to learn everything, but whatever happened, he's weak. I've seen it, said Jiraiya. Handling a few civilians is easy for him, but going up against any threat right now, he said it himself. He would not win, so he's not going anywhere. She lowered her head. To think that he would say that, it hurt her badly. As Naruto stepped out and made his way, she confronted him. She's been waiting for the opportunity. Naruto-kun. He turned as he met those lavender eyes. Naruto paused. It was Hinata. We need to talk, she said. She left no room for argument as she led him away, somewhere private that they could have a conversation. They walked through the village street. People whispering, people talking. The rumor about Naruto returning had started to spread across the village and even beyond now. She brought him to a small creek, a training area. Where were you? She demanded. What happened to you? Naruto said nothing, staring at her odd eyes. Her fist clenched. Over the past 3.5 years, she changed. The shy, hesitant girl who barely spoke when Naruto was here was gone, replaced with someone hard, cold, more ruthless. When I thought you were dead, she could barely hold back the emotions. I thought the world meant nothing. I thought everything was meaningless. But now you're back and you... She tightened her jaw. It's like you see the world as broken now. Which tells me that I was right, there is no hope. Naruto's expression did not change. I do not care for this world, he said. The words hit her like a physical blow. What about your dream? To become Hokage, to be acknowledged, to protect everyone. I don't care about these people. She was silent. She couldn't believe what he was saying. Tell me now, what happened to you? Tell me, she said. I was in hell. For hundreds of years. What? What do you mean? A place beyond this one. A place where monsters roam, where nothing good exists, where survival was all that matters. Well, there was one good thing there. He looked away. What are you talking about? She said. It doesn't matter. It does, she said to him. Now that he was back, she started to believe there was purpose again. But she didn't know, she was just so confused. Give up on me, said Naruto. His words struck her deep. If you cared about me, the one that I was before, don't. If you need my happiness to be happy, then you will be swallowed into despair and suffering, and not the person that you once knew. No, I won't accept that. Why not? Because of you. Because you were the one that gave me hope, that gave me reason back then, that things could be better. And now you've lost it. You've lost that spark about you. You lost the kind of person that you once were. And I also lost my way as well. And I feel so empty, so hollow. And now you're telling me that the world is not worth it. Even though you're here, even though you're alive. Yes, that is what I'm telling you. No, I refuse to accept it. She moved in and proceeded to attack him. Her strikes were fast, dangerous. If he would not say she would beat him until he does, she refused to let him leave, refused to let him walk away without giving her answers. It shows what Jiraiya was saying. Naruto was not as strong as he should be. Hinata did not aim for any vital organs though, nor did her hands found themselves saturated in chakra. But she was trying to hurt him with her strikes. He was dodging her though as she moved in. Her quickness got the better of him, showing his weakness. She struck him. But despite the lack of chakra, the force should still be there, and yet he barely moved. He looked at her with intrigue, interest, but it scared her that he did not even flinch. It scared her. He stood there. You're fast and strong, fearless as well. He looked into her eyes, but you're also concerned. You're desperate, and you're feeling despair. He took a step closer. Look into my eyes, woman, he said. His tone becoming dangerous. Do I look like the person that you once knew? It was in that moment that Hinata truly saw it, and she knew that he wasn't lying. The Naruto that she once knew was gone. Before she could respond though, his hand reached around her, pulling her close. She gasped, her face flushing under the close contact, his warm breath against her ear. But I do like what I smell, he said. You have a very intoxicating aroma. His fingers trailing down her lower back. Her heart pounded in her chest as her face blushed red. But there is no time for anything but regaining my strength now, he said, pulling away, releasing her. I am not the person that you once knew. That person died a long time ago, he said, walking away. He then stopped. Remember that the next time we talk. And with that he was gone. She stood in the clearing, her heart beating frantically, her fingers trembling. She didn't know how to feel, especially after what just took place. Time skip. Far away from Konoha, Sasuke sat with his team, Suigetsu, Karin, and Jugo, in a small hideout, planning their next move to track Itachi's location. However, the recent rumors that his team had gathered caused Sasuke to be, shocked. Apparently, someone named Naruto Uzumaki is alive. The place went silent as Sasuke, Sharingan flare. What did you just say? Naruto Uzumaki, Suigetsu said. The word is he showed up in Konoha a few days ago. No one knows where from, but that's impossible, Sasuke said, remembering that feeling, seeing the terror in Naruto's eyes as he was sucked away. He's supposed to be dead. He didn't understand. Wherever Naruto had went, for 3 years, he would have never left Konoha for so long. Sasuke believed that he was dead. However, that wasn't the craziest rumor. It is said that Orochimaru and one of Konoha legends, Madara Uchiha, had been seen walking around together. Well, that is obviously fake. I killed Orochimaru myself. Sasuke's mind went to the last name Uchiha though, Madara Uchiha. This was a very new surprising outcome that he didn't expect. Sasuke got to his feet. There was so much going on. They need to know the pace of the world and what is truly taking place. While that was taking place, Obito Uchiha, masquerading as Madara for the longest time, now going by the name Tobi, he leaned against the wall. The rumors are spreading. Madara Uchiha has returned. I assume it's an imposter. Pain, the man who believed that he led the Akatsuki, his Rinnegan eyes glowing. Rumors spread. Propaganda is all over the place. Our main target now is locating Zetsu. He went to investigate certain movements near the district of Kumo. It's been 2 days now and yet no report has been sent back. I will go myself along with the white Zetsu spawns to try and locate him. About the tail beasts, Naruto Uzumaki has showed up in Konoha a few days ago. His disappearance still a grave mystery. However, he's still the one that we seek. He's still a part of our plan, Toby said as he sucked himself away. Footsteps could be heard as someone emerged. He refused to speak about the rumors of Madara Uchiha. Conan, Pain's partner, spoke up. Pain said nothing though as he simply focused on the area. 2 days later, Gaara from the Sand was kidnapped. Gaara had learned, just like many, about Naruto Uzumaki having returned. He would have come to the village himself to see this with his own eyes. Unfortunately though, things took a rather nasty turn on his part. As word came to them, Temari, who had just arrived at the village, she was on her way during the attack having no idea. Tsunade called for her as she brought the news to her, showing her the letter. Temari was frozen. She should have been there to help. Tsunade told her to calm down. We will get your brother back. Kakashi and Sakura, they also required a medic, so she would send Sakura, and she was quiet for a moment, confusing Temari, who had also heard the rumors. This was the opportunity that they were looking forward to actually see just how much he has changed and grown, and knowing that his strength would be an added benefit. She knew that there would be many, the council, that would be against this, but it was her decision to make, especially with the Akatsuki in play. Moments later, the team arrived. Naruto stepped in with a blank expression. Temari would have made a bigger fuss, but not now. Her brother was in danger. He looked different. That was all she thought. I'll go, said Naruto as he heard what was said. Are you sure that your strength has fully recovered? I'll go. You can see my strength in action, said Naruto. Well, based on the report. Sakura gazed towards him, trying to see some recognition in his eyes about Gaara, about protecting his friend, but there was none. Team 7 is still lacking one member. I'm available to assist. Hinata said at the doorway. Ever since their talk, she's been trying to find a moment alone to speak to him once more, but she haven't had the opportunity. The team is short one member, I can join them. Tsunade studied her for a moment. Fine. Kakashi, Sakura, Naruto, Hinata, you leave immediately. Along with Temari as they moved through, it was mostly silence. It was like they had nothing in common. None of them at all. As they moved through, Naruto's stamina did not seem to be running low. He moved with a different grace. It wasn't like he was gliding off the trees. More like he was attaching himself from one era to another. Kakashi would think of it as an animal, moving with the dexterity of a beast, dangerous, wild, ready to slaughter at any moment notice. When they arrived to the village, Kankuro was injured. Sakura immediately got to work as Naruto sat down and closed his eyes. Kakashi stared towards the weapon. He hadn't had a good opportunity to make up with his student. while Naruto wasn't giving anyone the opportunity. He was making himself distance. Kakashi learned the truth from Tsunade and Jiraiya, learning just what Naruto had been through, learning why he was so different, learning how things had taken a drastic turn on, well, so many different parts. But here they were now, as Sakura showed what she's been doing in the last couple of years, and it really paid off. Hinata was very beneficial, her Byakugan proving to be a very substantial tool for this mission. It did not take them long, as they were able to locate the location of the Akatsuki. Team Guy was also on the road, so Tsunade had sent them as well. Let her reach them about the location they must go. Pakon being a very assistant tool in this movement. With that, the group made their way. The Akatsuki learned that they were coming. Naruto Uzumaki was indeed with them. They decided to slow them down. Lady Chiyo had accompanied the others as Temari had to stay behind. Itachi was spotted by Hinata first. Kakashi told them to stop, to not move to the clearing. They had to get their bearings in before making this move. Itachi wasn't a Naruto, wait! Naruto did not listen, not in the slightest, as he jumped down. He landed in the clearing. So, the rumors were true. You're back. I am, said Naruto. Do I know you? Itachi narrowed his gaze, as Naruto looked at him for a long moment. However, the similarities were there between him and Sasuke, as Naruto remembered the kidnapping that almost took place. Itachi Uchiha, Naruto said. You seem to be having trouble with your memory. That's not important to you, said Naruto. Naruto sniffed the ear, the mark on his shoulder pulsating. Get out of my way, you fake. The others landed. What? Said Kakashi. Whoever this person is. As you fear the one that it should be, it is not him. How do you know that? I just know. Well, seems you have grown, Naruto. Itachi said, pointing a finger towards him. The next moment, Naruto's head lowered, the team realizing that he was caught in an illusion. Hinata had not jumped down with them. From her vantage point, her weapons were ready as she launched them, forcing Itachi to jump away. Her eyes proving to be extremely dangerous. She could fight against the Sharingan without much drawback. However, that was not the problem. Naruto pulled his blade out. Even the puppet Itachi was confused. The ground shattered as he vanished. Sakura being pushed back, Chiyo having to step away. Did he jump? Lady Chiyo said as she looked to the heavens, but there was no one up there. Itachi landed on a branch. He moved with all of his speed at the current 30% that he was going at. His right arm and shoulder was severed. Blood gushed from the wound. He tried to steady himself, but Naruto slipped underneath, kicking the ground so hard that it split, causing his foot to shift slightly. With that, Naruto closed the distance in half a second. The kick snapped his head around, literally breaking his neck. The ruthlessness, the force was devastating. The body immediately lost the control, showing the true puppet underneath. Hinata jumped down beside him, shocked, feeling overwhelmed by his raw strength. Even Sakura, who was trained to strengthen herself in many special ways, feel a bit outclassed. The problem was she did not feel chakra. Was that just him? No, that's not possible, she thought to herself, right? Naruto leaned down and sniffed the corpse, confusing them all. We don't have time to waste. Stop gawking and let's go. The team continued on, Chiyo having so many questions, but she would not get them answered. With that, they made their way, arriving to the cave. Oi, Kakashi! Team Guy arrived as well, telling them about their encounter. Their encounter was something that they didn't have time to go over. Hinata and Neji both saw it. They saw the cave and everything. Neji glanced towards Hinata, knowing how much Naruto's disappearance had changed her. Team Guy was doing as Nede said to give Naruto time, as he did not seem to be in the talkative mood. Kakashi studied the seal. They all need to be broken at the same time. Move aside. Kakashi looked at Naruto, who was standing there. No, you don't understand. One mistake and Naruto grabbed his hand. Do not touch me, said Naruto. As he drive the blade inside of the seal, the copy ninja jumped away. Kakashi watched. They all did. Inside of the cave, the process was already done. The leader giving final words to the two remaining members. The moment it was over, Naruto jumped down, the seal fizzling away. Both Hinata and Neji tried to look into that blade to see the source of its power, but they could see nothing. The energy around it was so thick that it blocked their sight, which should not be possible. But staring at it for too long started to hurt their vision, so they deactivate their eyes. What they did notice though before they deactivate their eyes, the same energy was pulsating from Naruto, mostly his shoulder where a strange mark was. The problem was, since coming back, Snade had many people monitoring him. They claimed that the power course through him seemed similar to chakra, but at the same time not. But even now, more than ever, it seems so different, so much more powerful. Kakashi stepped up. What did you do? He questioned. Naruto wasted no time as he jumped. While the blade was a bit smaller than a tanto, when he slammed it down in the rock, it split the entire thing open. It didn't crack the open area, it split the goddamn thing open. Deidara gazed up towards the heavens that he could now see clearly. What the hell? The final words of their leader. Assess the nine tails if possible. Capture him. If not, leave. That was their job. However, as they saw him as a cave crack open, it caught them off guard. The malignant energy coming from the weapon stirred within Naruto's hand. It stirred heavily. It pulsated. It generated so much might. Naruto stood there, gazing towards the two of them. Deidara sat on Gaara's dead body. It was his job to antagonize the nine-tailed Jinchuriki to force him to follow him so that he could be better captured. However, Naruto's eyes was just focused on them. The team could see that Gaara was gone, dead. Sasuke on the other hand was smart enough to realize Zetsu had indeed warned them about the, might of the hidden leaf. Not to mention Kakashi was also here. And the nine-tailed Jinchuriki was so many unknowns, especially after that. We won't fight them, Sasuke said. Their leader orders were solid. They were to assess if the danger was too much. And due to their plan failing of using their opening to trick a few of them to be held off by their, seal, they had too much members to handle right now. Deidara, on the other hand, his cockiness was showing. Come on, Sasuke, my man, he said. Let's show them what art is. We can use this to finally end our conversation on what is true art. We were given specific orders. The numbers are against us. When has that ever bothered you? It bothers me because you might get carried away and accidentally kill the nine-tailed Jinchuriki. Oh, trust me. The team was frightened. That won't be possible. Sasuke's tail lashed out as Naruto was between them. The tail struck Naruto within his chest. The metal tail with so much poison as Sasuke injected the poison inside of him. This was over because he was the only one with the antidote. Naruto. Both Sasuke and Hinata screamed. The problem was, with the amount of force that Sasuke struck him with out of shock, it should go deeper than that, yet it barely break the skin. Deidara jumped away, leaving Gaara's body. But the poison had pumped into Naruto as Sasuke pulled his tail. It's over. In a matter of seconds, boom! The entire ground erupted as Sasuke jumped away. Without his puppet, the Hirako puppet was reduced to splinters. Naruto wiped the purple goo off his chest. Looking at the poison that pumped within his system, he breathed as a purple smoke left his lips. Tasty, he said. Sasuke unmasked, showing his true features. Shocking chill. That's impossible. No one can withstand my poison. I spent years refining it. I've dealt with much worse. This is child's play, Puppet Man, said Naruto. Well, let's see you deal with this. Cuts! Boom! The explosion swallowed Naruto. Deidara had his insects crawling through the ground. He planted them there. Was that all? The team watched in shock. Naruto stepped out, his shirt was burned and torn, but he was just fine. The next moment though, the mark on his shoulder started to pulsate unnaturally. Naruto felt a throb. It coursed through him as he dropped to one knee. Well. Isn't this a rather inviting scene? Kakashi looked up, Guy looked up, and what they saw chilled them to their bones. Lady Chiyo felt speechless. Madara Uchiha descended, in his prime, in his glory. Orochimaru, Kabuto. They all swallowed thickly, the older generation being quite aware of who they were, but even the younger generation knew them. Photos, that is. But the older generation knew the photos better than them. Naruto, on the other hand, straightened himself up. Orochimaru, Sasuke said. Orochimaru looked at him with a lack of familiarity, until it clicked. Ah, my former partner in the Akatsuki, he said, smirking devilishly. Hello there, Sasuke. So you've come for me, said Naruto. Come for you, Madara said. Well, I believe you do owe us. Tell me, are these your friends? Madara questioned. It would seem that way, Kabuto said. Maybe we should kill them first. The team ready themselves, no. Maybe we should tell them the truth. Naruto's eyes narrowed as Madara stepped forward. You people surround him with this protectiveness, ready to fight for him. Yet, you do not know the person that stands in front of you. The words confused them. Naruto Uzumaki, the boy that fell into Purgatory. The boy that arrived with destiny at his feet. And one of my greatest soldiers. The word shock. Kakashi. Confused him very well. He didn't understand. Kakashi knew the truth more than anyone else. Sakura knew a bit, but not everything. Ah yes, You with the silver hair, you know it rather well. The tale of his disappearance. But did he tell you that? He became mine. My greatest soldier. My greatest weapon. A monster that made monsters afraid. A being that walked at the edge, life and death. A being that can kill anything and anyone. A being that can eradicate life and death itself. Walking with a mark that stain and brand his soul for damnation. Have you not told them, Naruto Uzumaki, he said, looking rather amused. Have you just came here to run your lip? Although, I would say, I would much prefer your other form. I did give you a rather nasty surprise in Scar. Madara grumbled. He then smiled. Don't you worry, my boy, he said. You became my greatest weapon and my greatest failure. But you became my greatest success. You brought me to your world. It's a shame that the others are not here to witness this world. Oh? And why is that again, said Naruto. The other two behind Madara grumbled. Let me rip him apart, Kabuto said. Go ahead, try, said Naruto, and let's see how that played. Madara raised his hand, stopping Kabuto. Yes, I remember very well what you did. You butchered them all. Endless numbers. And yet you wiped them all from existence. The true monster amongst monsters. The news shocked the Konoha ninjas. Kakashi mostly. As you remember what Jiraiya and Tsunade had said about these abominations. Naruto killed them all? Why? And he was one of them? Enough talking, said Naruto. I'm here. Let's fight and end this. Madara chuckled. Have you forgotten that we are not like the rest? Especially me. Oh, I remember very well, said Naruto. But have you forgotten what you made me into? Naruto said as his eyes started to change. But guys, me ends episode right here. If you want to see next part, you already know what to do. Like, subscribe, comment down below, and turn on that bell notification to stay posted. But I'm out for now. See you guys soon. Peace.